Right, we're Mick O'Toole, and Paddy has asked us a few questions, like an interview for the band, but we couldn't really be bothered to write it all down. So what we're going to do is I'm going to read the questions, and we're going to do our best to answer them, so you don't have to do any typing. So first question is, first things first, can you give us a history of the band, the who, what, why and how? Were any of you in any other bands previously, and what happened to suddenly make the leap to performing in Mick O'Toole? Okay, so basically we formed back in 2006. None of these guys were there. They were somewhere. It was me and a group of other people, and we just got together. We had a few mandolins and stuff like that, and just started doing Pogues covers, and then went from there and did a few gigs. And that, what are you laughing at? He's ruined it. You staring at each other again. Anyway, right, ignore that. So then after that we sort of disbanded. People had kids and stuff like that, and I guess from there I went on to join Traitorborn with him, which was a death metal band. I played guitar, he sung, and he did drums.
I play drums.
Aaron's other band. Aaron's done solo stuff, and Tyler, we found him. I feel like that's like the beginning of Wild Thornberries.
Oh yeah.
And Danny, he found out. Anyway, what was the rest of the question, dude? Big leap to form Mick O'Toole. So Traitorborn disbanded, and then we started Mick O'Toole again. Slightly different lineup. Redid the Deep Insider EP. That was with James Redmond playing. He played the banjo. Yeah, Nick Davis played bass, and James Armstrong. He sung, he fronted it and did vocals, but they all left. They've since been replaced with these lovely guys here, and the band is in its current lineup as you see it. Cool, that all right? Sweet.
Sounds wonderful.
Next question. You're from Wiltshire. Can you tell us a bit about what it's like to be there in a band? Is there much of a music scene there? What about Celtic music? Do you reckon there isn't really much of a scene?
No. Not massively.
The usual cover bands? Stuff like that. If you would go out in Wiltshire to see, I mean, there aren't really many venues. You got Bristol's got a few, Swindon's got a couple.
Really not Wiltshire anymore.
No, so really, we haven't actually got anywhere to go and see bands. It's so yeah, music scene. There's lots of bands from here. Just your usual, say, cover bands and stuff like that. Really, literally, yeah. We try and get our own scene going and put on shows and things like that. Yeah, that's it. Wiltshire on the whole, not very musical. Who have we got from Wiltshire? XTC, they're from Swindon.
XTC,
Billy Piper.
Billy Piper.
she sung a song.
Is it
I
the guy
know
guys
it.
from 999 that they play?
999,
We got Bobby Long.
So basically, not a lot happening music-wise. Right, cool. Next question. Have I missed a bit? What about Celtic music? So Celtic music kind of goes to the next thing. That'll be, I guess, from like Boys from County Hell, who were like an Irish band from here. I guess they must have just come over, immigrated here or whatever. Emigrated. And I think that's like my first experience of hearing Irish music and just going to it and going out and watching everyone just getting absolutely wrecked.
Mine was in Chippenham outside Porter's Black. Boys of County Hell were playing outside in the pouring rain. It was just like dancing in the rain, pint glasses going everywhere.
Yeah, I think first time I was definitely sick. The first time I saw them. Anyway, they were about 1990, so I guess.
I don't think I ever heard a mandolin until Johnny phoned me up and told me to join.
So anyway, that's really. I mean, that's the influence, I suppose. Just
It's really bad.
It's really bad.
Love it. It's great. Cool. Next question. How would you describe yourselves? Folk punk, English folk, Celtic punk? Do you think it matters in particular? Who has been your biggest inspiration for Mick O'Toole?
I don't think it matters.
We call ourselves British folk punk.
Yeah, so
It's not cider
That's
punk.
it.
It's not
It's
cider
not cider
Not
punk
cider punk.
or Western scrumpy punk.
I think it was. No, we've come away from that as we've matured.
Was it Somerset Cider Folk, wasn't it?
Cider
Yeah.
punk.
Somerset Cider
We've
Folk.
been called all sorts.
Yeah.
Weird.
Been trying to generalise, but it's not really important. You just make the music that you think's fun, that you think's enjoyable for everyone
Yeah,
else to listen
I
to.
guess
And
after
obviously yourselves to listen to.
yeah, I guess after hearing all that sort of, the Irish influence Celtic punk, it's so much fun. You want to try and recreate that sort of Do you agree? Like,
Absolutely
that-
vibe,
it's
yeah.
that- you don't get that of any other type of music. I don't think that it's sort of that
Yeah.
It's organic.
happy,
Yeah.
crazy, just
Ever
fucking
since I've seen Flogging Molly live, like all you want to
mad.
do
They do look good. Like
is pick up the tempo like they do and make people dance no matter what or where you're playing.
Cool. So next question. Mick O'Toole are a punk band, but traditional music obviously influences you a lot. So who or what bands do you think have been the important links between rock and traditional folk music? Ooh, I think Post definitely would have been, that sort of link between
But it's
folk and rock.
it's our link, isn't it? Like, what's our link between the folk and the rock music? Obviously,
I
my
don't know.
link's gonna come. Your link's gonna come from Slipknot.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Even though, like, it's a completely different genre from where we're going, there's still the tenacity of being so tight and spot on and meticulous with our writing strategies does borderline on how we used to write for metal bands.
The stupid
But
double
just-
kick.
And then just just bringing the traditional side in, which is mostly like yourself, influenced me in traditional music. Because until I heard you introduced me to Flogging Molly, that was it.
Yeah, I guess that's
Because I was pure.
yeah, true. So the Celtic punk scene is dominated by the Murphys/Mollies, and the one thing that's always pissed me off is the way a lot of people make out they love Celtic punk, but are actually only interested in those two bands. Are you out to impress their fans, or is it more important to get away from the Celtic punk ghetto and get your music out to new people? Definitely want to get away from, they do dominate it, but I've always been, I think I spoke to you before about the Scallywag Show, which was a podcast online, and that just, that's where I first heard Dreadnoughts, Smoky Bastard, God, I think like Cat Gut Mary, God, can you remember them? Australian band? And, oh God, I could go on. Killigans, Jesus. Yeah, so
Jesus.
I've always been interested in the smaller bands as well, and I do think it's important to get them all out there. It's definitely important to do that.
Yeah.
Are we out to steal Flogging Molly's fans? But yeah, I'd love to bring them over, but show them that there's more of a genre than people might first think.
There's not just them.
Yeah,
Other people
it's
can do
definitely
it too.
not as that niche anymore as it used to be.
I don't think
There's a lot of new bands coming through, which is nice. Very nice. Cool.
Next question.
What themes do you write about for Mick O'Toole? Do any of you have Celtic backgrounds? If so, does this influence your writing and performing? Does Wiltshire have much of an Irish community? Have you managed to tap into it, or is there even something that you want to do?
I think we
So,
should.
writing.
We're not really Irish.
What do we write about?
We write about
Things
we've
that
got
matter.
a mixture on the EP, haven't we? We've
Yeah.
got a mixture of like songs.
I didn't write any of the lyrics on the EP, I think.
Your song's about drinking.
One of my songs, Ponty was about me and this crazy boy getting drunk in Pontypridd, seeing our friend. Free Me was about a man who lost his family at sea. Yeah, it was about something else, but you said about the ship idea, so I changed it to fit your idea.
Yeah. So
Part of Ellie, I never told Guy. Part of it, I wrote about you. 'Cause
What,
this
28 overweight?
This is where you were like deciding whether you wanted to carry on and be in the band or wanted to leave the band, and I was thinking, nah, mate, you're wasting your time if you leave the band.
28 overweight.
overweight, full of regret.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
When a light passed me
Yeah.
by while I'm placing a bet.
Yeah, do you see what I mean? So I wrote part of that about Guy.
Cheers,
Johnny,
mate.
Johnny wrote the other half about being in, like, going to shows and, that's, what you wanted to be doing.
yeah, I
Right.
guess.
So that was kind of the combined half of that. And then Casanova No More was written about my sexy girlfriend. That was it. 4 songs on that E EP.
Yeah, but I guess it's important to write about your own experiences because
But
I
the
think
things
people will get that because we're all kind of similar. So
you sing about life, don't you?
yeah,
We tell stories as well.
What we can
Like the first EP was stories. So it's just a mixture of what you want to write about at the time. I don't think there's anything specific. We don't go, we're going to write about this. It's just if something comes natural and you want to talk about it, or
Yeah.
you've got a story in mind. Or,
as
It's not
the
themed or anything. It's just
I was going to say.
feeling.
the feeling.
So do we write about like Celtic influences? Probably not really.
Not really.
No. I guess we've kind of a lot of the old members were actually Irish or had Irish background, and we're left with this version of it, which isn't strictly Irish. So no, we're definitely
folk.
a bunch of plastic paddies. Sorry, Paddy, but by no means to exploit anyone, and jump onto that sort of bandwagon of being that. I want to stay away from that, but yeah. So I would say we're more British folk punk. Because of the elements we use of folk instruments, because it's important, I think, to keep them going.
Yeah.
And it sounds ace. Right. Does Wiltshire have much of an Irish community? Swindon does. Yeah, Swindon does. Greyhound used to be a massive Irish pub.
That place where we go.
When they built the railways. Yeah, Swindon. I think it still does. I've quite a lot of Irish people there.
The Albion, yeah.
Oh God, the Albion. Yeah, the old Irish.
Hello, Mick.
Hello, Mick.
I love
whatever he's on.
I love Albion.
Oh, yeah, Paddy. Ace.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. So, yeah, there is a lot of Irish influence up in Swindon, and they come out to shows, and I guess we do a few old covers, and they like to hear those. So,
and Fran O'Brien's and
we played Fran.
Yeah, Bath's quite a big community there. Or it seemed it anyway. A lot of going in there.
I think it's just like
definitely Swindon though.
Yeah.
I definitely remember Greyhound a long time ago had like a fucking boxing ring upstairs or something. Something to do with that. Anyway, right, cool. Next question. What have I done here? I've ruined it. Things right about question. Now, the question that causes more hours on the London Celtic Punks Facebook page than the Who Hates Maggie Thatcher. Well, yeah. Do you like Frank Turner or do you like me? I like you. Think he's just a spoiled posh brat who hangs around the royal family. Frank Turner.
Johnny and Aaron, go.
Yeah. Go on, Aaron.
I can say this one because he was.
Aaron likes him.
I love Frank Turner. He was brought up from a working class family, but he was very intelligent and he worked hard. So just because he went to a posh school doesn't mean that he should be like a posh boy. It just means that he, worked hard and he deserved everything that he's got. It's not like he was given it, He
won a scholarship.
Yeah, he won a scholarship.
I didn't know anything about him. I've listened to his music, some of it's all right, but I wouldn't go crazy over it. I mean,
I just like the lyrics.
I definitely wouldn't. I said this earlier to you. I wouldn't lump him in with folk punk.
No,
as he often gets put into that genre.
I think it's just acoustic punk.
And I was a bit annoyed when Flog. Didn't Flog want to support him?
Yeah, but he supported them in America.
Yeah.
So
probably a label decision. Anyway, stay away from that because we'll have an argument as well. That would be right. The final question: what's with the name, and do you ever get sick of people thinking you're a solo act?
No, I think it's funny when we all turn up and they think there's one.
Yeah.
One
they all think I'm Mick.
Yeah.
Or you're Mick.
At one stage, someone's been Mick.
Yeah.
Everyone's been Mick.
It's just like my turn.
Every other email is hi Mick. Blah 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 blah. Did we get annoyed with it?
No.
Really.
It's funny.
I quite
It's
like
fine.
it because there's bands like like Alice Cooper where they think it's going to be like one person, but then it's a whole unit. We're all Mick O'Toole. We're all one body. We're all one.
We make
spirit,
up a collective individual.
Exactly. So
That's-
it works in that way. But sometimes, like obviously, when you're trying to book a gig, people think that you're some like old Irish guy that's going to be like hanging off the edge of the stage. That's not so great. But then obviously the flip side is what we were saying earlier, where people do turn up expecting to see this old man, and actually it's a full-on band, and it's
Which we do try and warn people about.
straight away.
Well, there is still one old man.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Going night tonight, isn't it?
I wonder when we played up in Swindon. That was like a tiny little stage. They thought it was just going to be one bloke showing up.
Yeah,
Oh,
Remember that?
that's the
Oh,
castle.
it's a castle.
That was the castle.
That's where we're going back.
That was where you nearly knocked over my drum kit.
No, not the castle. The other one. With that really odd bloke. He was going to fight us all.
What?
I can't remember.
Oh, that was down Manchester Road, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What was that? That was
Anyway.
dodgy as anything.
Oh yeah.
That was like one person stage.
Stripper poles. Oh, the one that was like half like a Jamaican side and had like an Irish side.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
that. Oh, how was that?
And the crazy Russian barmaid.
Yeah.
Where's the name come from? The name is a Boys from County Hell song. What's it bloody called? Drinking Man. And the Drinking Man is a man called Mick O'Toole. And goes, big Mick O'Toole just stood there and his face, it nearly dropped. When the barman said, "You've had too much, I'm afraid you'll have to stop." By Jesus, I do no such thing, and how the hell do you know? When I think I've had enough, young man, it's then that I will go. And I think that was written about a bloke called Shaver Gray. He's not with us anymore, but he was definitely a drinking man. So yeah, it just sort of personifies that. The original name was Mick O'Toole and the Reprobates, but that got dropped after all the reprobates became reprobates and left. So yeah, there you go.
Got us rowdy lot in.
Cool. Hope that answers all of your questions, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks.